With back-to-back titles and numerous records to his name, Max Verstappen is the driver to beat. But getting where he is today took blood, sweat, and tears. This hard work philosophy was instilled in him by his dad, Jos. You may have heard of the time when Jos Verstappen left a 15-year-old Max at a petrol station, 18,000 kilometers from home, after spinning out of the 2012 go-karting final. While it does sound like something only a cruel father would do, we'll have to admit that this tough love approach is what helped Max become the best race driver so far. And believe it or not, the instance in 2012 was not an exception. Join us as we reveal the lengths Jos went to ensure that Max was a successful driver, and what Max thinks about this now that he can look back on the painful and questionable tactics his dad used. Every athlete around the world had someone who pushed them to become the best of themselves. Sometimes it was a coach or a friend, while other times it was a favorite athlete who motivated them. But it's actually quite rare to see someone become the best among his fellows because a parent didn't leave their side. And Jos literally has not left Max's side. Something that Max Verstappen has confessed gratitude for on several occasions. Jos Verstappen, the father of Max, was himself a race driver, and there was a time when he was considered a great athlete. With a dad who has always been super passionate about the sport, there was really no other way that Verstappen was going. At the young age of 23, Max has continued to stay on the top of the F1 rankings. In fact, many believe that he's one of the few current drivers who would be able to maintain their prominence during the 2030s. But who's to be thanked for all of this? Yeah, that's right, Max's father Jos Verstappen. Back in 2015, when Max arrived as a prodigy, many praised him. Red Bull's motorsport advisor Helmut Marko was one of these people, as he mentioned that Max has unbelievable speed. Jos Verstappen's dedication and commitment to ensure Max's success are not just limited to training and support, it also includes his tough love approach. Helmut Marko, when asked about Max's routine, revealed that as a young boy, when it rained, Max had to stay outside and practice, while others went to the cafeteria. This is what makes Max so good in the rain. He's learned to adapt immediately. After all, these challenging moments, sacrifices and struggles have paid off and have played a massive role in making Max one of the best drivers in the world. Jos's dedication and commitment to Max's success, not limited to his racing career, but are also evident in how he raised his son. Apparently, he was supportive of Max's choices and wishes from the very beginning. Before he started training him so harshly, he was just a dad who wanted his son to have everything he's ever wanted. Just like any other kid, Max was also fascinated by vehicles. He was only 2 years old when he was already riding quad bikes. Later, at the age of 4, this fascination evolved when he saw a friend karting. That's when he asked his father to get him one as well. While talking about that time, Jos mentioned that it was at Genk. It was on a rental circuit. It was a very small go-kart. He also mentioned that they still have that go-kart, and it's displayed in the shop where they sell the merchandise. This was where Max's career actually began. But between the first ever kart he got to the time when he won major championships, there was one person who gave everything he could, from money to tough training, in order to get his son the career he deserved. And that was Jos Verstappen. In fact, many people don't know this, but Jos and Max would go on to drive over 100,000 kilometers every year in a van. During an interview, Verstappen Sr. revealed that they knew which engine was the best and which carburetors would be richer. This was why they had it all set. Jos not only taught every way of driving to his son, but also taught him everything about the kart. This was one of the reasons why at a very young age, Max knew about everything from the engine to the carburetors. During an interview, Max said that he was never the kind of person who was interested in engines. It was his father who loved doing all those tasks. But to become a good driver, he was supposed to understand what exactly was going on. While talking about his dad, the racing legend stated that he always looked at what his dad was doing. He was always exposed to this way of working, and this is mostly why the duo is in charge of their machinery, for the most part. Jos instilled discipline and a strong work ethic in Max from a young age, which has paid off in spades. Throughout the course of Max Verstappen's career as a Formula 1 driver, he was supported by his father, and they shared a strong bond that helped Max develop his own passion for racing from an early age. But would Max raise his child like this? Stick around to the end to find out. Max Verstappen made his Formula 1 debut at the 2015 Australian Grand Prix, becoming the youngest driver to compete in a Formula 1 race at the age of 17. In his debut season, he finished in 7th place in the Drivers' Championship with 96 points. The following year, this young racing sensation improved to an impressive 5th place with 168 points. In 2017, he secured 189 points and finished 4th in the standings, upholding his streak of constantly improving each year. He lived up to his father's legacy and also became his own man when he won his first ever Formula 1 race at the 2018 Belgian Grand Prix, shattering records to become the youngest ever winner of a Formula 1 race at the mere age of 20 years and 164 days. He was on a roll and went on to win 3 more races that season, finishing in 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship with 290 points, behind only champion Lewis Hamilton. In the last 2 years, he's continued to impress everyone, breaking even more records in the process. We saw him score the first hat-trick of his career at the 2021 French Grand Prix. In the same season, he also scored his first Grand Slam at the Australian Grand Prix, and soon after scored his second Grand Slam in the 2022 at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. In 2022, he broke Vettel and Schumacher's record for most wins in a season. With his performances over the last few years, it's clear that Max Verstappen is a talented young driver with a bright future ahead of him in Formula 1 and the potential to make history as an exceptional young blood. But the question is, would Max race his children the way his father raised him? After all, his father's way is often called brutal. So it is a genuine question, but surprisingly enough, Max has never been open about it. During an interview with Limburger, he was asked if he'd use the same tough love approach as his father to train his future children. The race driver seemed a bit confused. He stated he wants kids, and if they wish to race, it's all good from his side. But if he's to train them, his style might be different from how he and his father did it. But at the same time, he confirmed that he couldn't be sure about it since he doesn't have any children. Max believes that he might end up thinking differently once he has children. But then he confessed that his father's passion for racing went too far. He appreciated the way Jos did everything from preparing cars to tuning engines for him. He would never want to force his kids to race. He believes in giving them the right to choose. If they want to race, they should. If they don't, it's still alright. According to him, if one has to do all that his father did for him, one needs to stop driving in Formula 1, as they need to lay the foundations for the kid from a young age, but he wants to be there himself. The story of Jos Verstappen and his son Max is a true testament to the power of hard work, dedication, and passion. What do you think about Jos's way of training Max? Would you do the same for your kid? Let us know in the comments below.